It rained pretty good yesterday, and I thought it was going to rain earlier, but it now seems like the sun's coming out. Anyway, it's still wet, so with that in mind, it's time for another video. I'm in the process of adding another track to this yard. I'll come around here and connect like that, and I'll probably have like a spur in there to park an engine or some cars or whatever. I am waiting on the remaining turnouts to show up, and they should be here today. And I will be able to get this fitted, hopefully, because I don't have many connector pieces, the small pieces that kind of take up the little gaps from putting this stuff together. Then I'll need to do a little bit of bench work right here. I think I'm going to run a board across from this shelf to this shelf from underneath, and then put the more wood in on top of that to fill this in however it ends up to being. So we'll check back in with this probably later in the video, because Amazon should be here today with some more of these number 4s. I got the 2 yesterday. The other 2 were supposed to be here yesterday, but they did not make it yesterday. And the alert is, or the notification is saying they're showing up today. So fingers crossed. But something else working on is some, well, it's not a live load, but changing a live load into a removable load. So give me a sec, we'll go over there and look at that. So I have a bunch of these wood chip cars, and as a bunch, I mean, like, I think I got like 23 of them. I kind of overdid it when I bought them, because this was the new run here recently, and I got quite a few in a bunch of different railroads, because we had a few at the club, and people were like asking to buy it, the ones we had, for an insane amount for a rolling stock. But I had sawdust from the club, so it makes that sawdust unique that these will be hauling around this as a load. I had enough to fill these up, which is cool and all because it's a live load and it looks good. Problem is at the club we have basically pass-throughs that have these little material that hangs down. They act like a wiper almost. It's just so you can't see through, where like the track passes through a wall or whatever. It flattens this down and knocks it off the top. Second thing is, we don't have really any, I don't have anything at the house and don't have anything at the club to run this to. We don't have a mill. Trying to get one put in somewhere to make these useful. Of course, these are more modern than what we would have at the end of the 50s, but you know. So I wanted to make a removable load that wouldn't be affected by the material, or wipers as I call them, at the club, knocking the sawdust out of the car or flatten it down in the car where it doesn't look real. It's not mounded up. It's just been the surface in here has been smoothed over when it's like that. So the other day I finally ordered some sheets of styrene and some other the square shapes, and I have made these to go in there, and I'm going to take the sawdust and glue it to this, and that will give me a removable load. That'll give the car some usefulness, look like it's carrying something. And with this being glued to this and mounted to make it look right, the things at the club won't mess with it, so it'll stay in place. And I'll eat up a bunch of this. I probably won't save any after I'm done, just because at this point there's not any reason to. for what I stated at the beginning and talk about this, but I got, let's see, 18 of these things made up, so that'll give me a load for most of my cars. I probably could do the last couple, but I ordered some something to look like beets, because I do want to make the same thing for my sugar beet cars. Give me a sec and we'll go over there to them. So I looked around the web and found somebody that made some removable loads for these. Without they had the cars without the wood extension. So I'm gonna make mine to fit with the wood extension. But I found it was, and I don't know how you say it, it's fenugreek seeds. So they made some live loads to look like sugar beets from that. They said they were a little bit big. I might see if I can run that through like a little hand food chopper to cut them up a little bit, and then glue them onto the styrene sheets made to fit this, and then maybe like clear coat it or whatever, since it's a seed, just to protect it and so it doesn't do anything. But I'll make some for that. Those will be here tomorrow. I also thought about, since I'm getting a good, I think like 16 ounces, see how they look as a live load in this, because that would be a little bit easier to deal with as a live load. But I will also probably still make some removable loads. So I may have that in this video, but I'm not sure. We'll see. Maybe a sec. We'll get on to something else. I got this paint that came in, and that is to paint this observation car in a purple line to match this for Atlantic Coastline. I got other parts on the way to work on this train. I have the Walters lighting kit that comes with the light board and the trucks. I'm going to try that out probably in one of the regular cars. And then I also have the exterior detail kit, which is moves the coupler off the trucks as they are, and the body mounts them. I want to see how that works. And I have a Soundtrax 4-function decoder on the way to be able to turn the lights on and off, and maybe add other outside lights to cars if I want. Maybe we'll see. Never done that, so I don't know how that's going to go. But what I'm really interested in doing is putting the lights on the inside of this thing, and then having the exterior marker lights, especially the rear one right there, and then these on the side. I may try to do some kind of red and green, where I can have it red or have it or green, like they should be. These cars, they may have the rear marker lights that I might try to do for the external, but other than that, I'm going to see about adding lights to them with some kind of decoder. The other thing I found some LED strips that are pre-wired, and then you can, wire them more together in a line that are rated for this, or the voltage and all, because I found somebody using that instead of like the Walters light kit, because they were wiring lights for this, and there's not a light kit to wire the top part or the dome and then a light underneath the dome. So what they did is they had the light strip in the top, the LED light strip in the top where you can't see it, wires going down, and then other sections of those LED light strips down in the bottom, and all wired up. On top of that, at some point I'm going to figure out which cars I would want to put sound car into. Probably not all of them, because that'd be expensive, but at least 3 cars I might do. I also have a Bud's 73-foot baggage car coming that it's not lettered, but it has Amtrak colors on it, so I'm going to have to get that off and then use some more of the paint to paint the purple stripe to match. But that'll give me a 73-foot baggage car that'll go in between these two, so you'll have the post office with the baggage car, the baggage, and then the little lounge portion back there for the train. Was debating whether to get another observation car because two sleepers, the observation, a large window, which would have been a first class passengers, two diners, and then two standard second class passenger cars for your shorter distances. So I haven't decided yet because I'm kind of even now. Other than that's the odd one out, but no biggie. If I got another observation, I'd leave that one there and put the second one there, and you'd have the in between the sleepers like that. So we'll see. Right now, I'm just waiting on that other stuff to show up so I can add some lights and eventually some sound to this train. The other two turnouts arrived, and I'm filling in some bench work here so that the curved section of the track's not hanging out in the middle of the air, because obviously that wouldn't work out real well. But I'm going to finish this and then we'll go over everything. Alright, I extended the bench work. It's probably a little bit more than I needed, but it works. And I've been kind of rearranging some stuff, but we'll go over this. So this is a little different than it was earlier. I made it a true ladder to get to the each track instead of how I had it to begin with, because it put too much of a kind of a S-bend in there, and if I were to move the one turnout down, I would have lost space coming around this way for rolling stock or whatever. So I was able to get this in here like this, which changed this up a little bit, but now it's more functional. And then comes around, I got this little tail track, spur, whatever, park, whatever on there, that I did have another, like a 2 coming off of that, but since redid the ladder on the other side, I pulled that out. I do have one more turnout, but I'm not going to use it for here. After redoing this again, I thought it was kind of crowded for that spot, so I'm going to leave it like that. But let's see. I got this curved section here that's like a 33, I think, coming into here. So I kind of got rid of the hard curve, or it wasn't a hard S curve, but it smoothed this out a little bit to go on this lead to get to these tracks, and then of course this one here. In doing all this, I actually shifted this turnout this way along with this crossover, and then put more space in between the crossover and that turnout, so it wasn't right on top of each other or closer, which worked out after I figured out how to put the puzzle together, since didn't really have a whole lot of smaller connector pieces of like these size or this size and these right here. You see them kind of all in there. Hopefully the shadow didn't block that too bad, but I may need to run some feeders for this section here. I just thought of something. I don't actually have insulating gaps on this curve, so that's something I need to add in, and definitely we'll probably have to put some rail drops or feeders for this new track. Other than wiring up some switches or figuring out how to wire in the new switches if I want to, and wiring the old one, or wiring ones back into where I took those apart This is pretty much going to be done. So I'll probably find something, or find a way to drop the feeders and make sure this has power, and then put those insulating rail joiners in and call it a day. So that's going to be pretty much it for this video. I have not yet finished the drop-in loads for the wood chips. The piles over there, I gotta find the time to mix up the glue and do that. It's gonna be nice and messy probably. Anyway, yeah, so anyway, if you got any comments, leave them down below, and if you don't mind, like and subscribe, and later.